Hey guys, Chicken Bain, Debut.com with a Debut.com surf forecast update. This forecast update effective around 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, December 20th, 2016. Starts you off with the latest NOAA swell forecast, 24-hour period, and some 8 to 10 second easterly swell developing. Now there's a mixed swell source. We've got this northerly surge. You can see that in here in the blue and the black arrows coming out of the northeast, and then this easterly swell that's moving through from that predominant easterly trade wind flow we talked about in our last update, due to these anomalous high areas of high pressure moving out into the Atlantic. Taking a look at the St. Martin's buoy, showing up 6 feet of swell height with significant wave height at about 9 feet. 11 seconds. This tells us that there's about 3 feet of wind chop on top of that 6 foot of swell, moving you into the South Bermuda buoy. South Bermuda buoy now just starting to pick up some 10-second pings in here since this morning at about 6 feet of swell height and 7 feet of wave height. Not that bumpy in here through the South Bermuda buoy. The Paul West Bermuda buoy has yet to switch on swell direction, still showing that northerly surge that's working its way through. But we expect over the next 24 to 72 hours a predominantly easterly swell. This is the 48-hour swell forecast map out of NOAA's Ocean Prediction Center, showing 8 to 10 seconds east-southeast swell impacting the entire east coast of the United States. We'll have to see what the size is. It doesn't look like it's going to be very big, guys. Maybe about 5 or 6 feet by the time it works its way in across the buoys. That's why we're doing the monitoring the buoys on the buoy watch. And then at 72 hours, still lingering in here, north of Puerto Rico, north of Hispaniola, into the Bahamas, and in the southeast coast. Now, going to switch you over to the wind forecast, and there's possible surf alert setting up, fun surf alert setting up for select locations. This image is for Wednesday now. That's tomorrow, with northwest winds developing from the mid-Atlantic on up through New England. Offshore winds there. Still some northerly flow into Florida. And then on Thursday, winds are going to lighten up a little bit. Going to switch out of the west in here at the mid-Atlantic. At the same time, we've got this east-southeast swell showing up. Now, obviously, this is 15 to 20 knots. Maybe some fun longboard waves in here. I'm not sure about your certain breaks in there, but it'd be worth a check. And then down in here towards East Florida, light winds in here on Thursday, guys, setting up some possible clean-up conditions Thursday. Now, here's where the forecast gets interesting again as we get into Friday. Look as this next area of high pressure moves out into the Atlantic. We'll show you that in the latest GFS model run here in just a second. But another northerly surge setting up on Friday. Winds going back onshore, offshore in here at the mid-Atlantic. And then Saturday, look at this large Bermuda high. Clockwise rotation in here. Northeast winds 15 to 20 knots, switching to east in here at 10 to 15 knots, keeping the ocean in a positive swell direction. Even though it's onshore winds, guys, prolonged period of rideable surf. Going to switch you over to this afternoon's run of the GFS model forecast and show you the latest run here. As you can see, a weak area of low pressure is forecast to develop just east of the Outer Banks. And I want you to watch this as this gets up in here towards the North Atlantic. This is going to bombify into a hurricane force low in here just to the west of the UK. And then notice out here towards this Azores. I'm going to back this up now because this 1035 millibar high pressure is anchored out here over the Azores. That's going to continue to put an east-southeast flow in the water here, keeping that positive swell direction. And then this is Friday going into the weekend. Here comes this other little northerly surge in here, rotating to east and then stretching out. And this is going to combine with that anchored 1039 millibar high over the Azores. Now we're getting a little Bermuda high, keeping positive swell direction with east-southeast, east-northeast winds out here through the central Atlantic. And then on Sunday, Christmas, Possible surf alert setting up for Florida. Don't hold me to it, guys. It's still a long ways out. Some difference in the models, but watch how this northeast fetch develops between this 1047 millibar high right in here in southeast Canada, and that's going to stretch in here. All the fetches aimed at the southeast U.S. coast. That northeast wind is going to rotate more to a east, and then as we start to get in towards the new year, it looks like strong offshore winds developing here off New England. That's going to blow it flat for you guys. Still a little east-southeast flow in here, north of Puerto Rico into Florida. And it looks like the pattern's getting ready to switch up on us. Going to advance a little bit more, and you can see we start to get into a little bit weaker high-pressure pattern. And then going into New Year's Eve, it looks like a strong southerly suck-up is going to develop off the southeast coast. That's going to blow it flat for everybody. And then another little northerly surge develops back behind that. And then here's where it looks like, this is January 2nd, here's where it looks like the next pattern shift is going to take place right after the first of the year. This current pattern that we're under with these big anomalous high pressures moving out into the Atlantic cannot last forever, guys. If this was tropical season, we'd be talking about looking for the next tropical storm or hurricane under this synoptic pattern with these big Azore highs out here over the Azore and Bermuda highs like this. This typically during tropical season will spin an area of low pressure up out here in the Atlantic. That's all we got for you for now, guys. Stay tuned for the next update.